A new vision for UT and the divestment controversy. Jim and Park and Quinn Cooper have team coverage from the State of the University address.
Turning from tradition, I'm Belle Fahey on why the Falcons marching band won't be performing this year at the rivalry game.
The University of Toledo Rockets take on Grand Valley State in the first exhibition game of the season. I'm Autumn Vasquez. Stay tuned for highlights.
Your news in 10 minutes starts now. Good afternoon, I'm Trip Floyd.
And I'm Spencer Gallup.
Recent vandalism on the University of Toledo's campus may be linked to ethnic intimidation. Jim and Park has the latest on the investigation.
University of Toledo police are looking for the individual who vandalized Centennial Mall. The graffiti addressed the ongoing crisis in the Middle East and opposition of UT's investment decisions. Toledo interim president Matt Schroeder addressed the vandalism in an email on October 9, the day after the crime was committed. He says the UT police are investigating the vandalism as ethnic intimidation.
We have no problem with a statement that's saying, vandalism is bad, don't do it, anything like that. We don't have a problem with that. The problem we have is the language that was used in the statement was very loaded.
UT Chief Rodney Tai says that ethnic intimidation is not a crime in itself, but can escalate the criminal damage charges against the culprit. During Schroeder's annual speech last Wednesday, silent protesters showed their disapproval with UT's financial investment by holding up signs and hands painted red to represent bloodshed due to the loss of life in the war, influenced by national investments.
During the University of Toledo's annual State of the University address, Interim President Matt Schroeder shared his vision for the future of UT. Speaking last Wednesday in the Student Union Auditorium, Schroeder highlighted UT's affordability.
Federal student loans were one of the lowest in the Mid-American Conference. We have our students graduate with less debt than Bowling Green, Miami, and others.
Future goals include increasing enrollment and retention by focusing on attracting students from area high schools, along with veterans and international students.
A project by the Ohio Department of Transportation has dramatically changed the landscape in Sylvania. Asa Quittlebaugh reports.
The Ohio Department of Transportation proposed a project to improve traffic operations and enhance safety for motorized and non-motorized traffic at the Monroe Street corridor. The purpose of construction is to widen, raise, and replace the Monroe Street Bridge over US 23. In the official ODOT document, US 23 at Monroe Street Interchange Modification, a small amount of suitable wooded terrain was to be removed as of October 1st. As you drive by it today, much of what were trees are now stumps and large piles of shredded timber.
We are not allowed to cut between April and September, but then once we get to winter, we'll start doing all the tree clearing.
Not only has this project had an impact on the environment, the decision from ODOT will impact many of Sylvania residents traveling towards Toledo, now that there is no direct route.
If it's down to one lane, even one lane's going to be added, half hour maybe to me getting to my house.
The construction is to begin in 2025 and is estimated to cost $28,248,000. In Toledo, I'm Asa Quittlebaugh with UT 10 News.
University of Toledo authorities say a new footbridge over Douglas Road is progressing steadily. Contractors from AA Booz & Son have laid the foundation. They are now building piers that will hold the main structure of the building. Jason Toth, who oversees the university's facilities and construction, says the project has been accepted by students and the general public. He is happy with the extent of the work done so far.
So the anticipated completion is in May of 2025. So we're a little over halfway through the project now, and we're excited to complete the project here come early summer.
When completed, the crosswalk will link the engineering department to the main campus.
For UT student Anthony Ramuni, a high school business project led to the creation of a thriving business. With the help of friends and family, Anthony, a sophomore at the University of Toledo, started his own mobile lemonade business called The Squeeze. The idea sprang from a high school project that he turned into the state after graduation. In doing this, Anthony was able to get the licensing and permits needed to get up and running. While there are some long days working the truck, Anthony is finding a healthy balance between running a small business and his schoolwork, applying what he learns to the Squeeze.
The classes that I do take actually help with the actual business itself, such as like executive communications, micro, macro, all the financial accounting, all these classes that I've been able to apply real world in real time.
Anthony doesn't know what the future holds in terms of the lemonade truck, but he's having fun with it and would like to open more trucks in the future.
While the University of Toledo has always had a fierce rivalry with Bowling Green State University, the tradition of both bands performing has gone on for decades until now. Belle Fahey has the story.
The Bowling Green Marching Band will not take flight and perform at this year's rivalry game against the University of Toledo. Instead, UT will induct new members in its Hall of Fame during halftime. In an email, UT's athletic department says there isn't enough time during intermission for both bands to play.
As a university, we have a tradition of supporting our alumni, and I think having a Hall of Fame induction is us supporting our alumni that have given so much to us.
Many supporters of BG's band have turned to social media to share their displeasure. BG junior Elizabeth Warner is disappointed because this would have been her first and last performance in the Glass Bowl.
We've been going and flooding the comments of any UT post, but I think it gives us a little bit of a false hope until the last minute to be like, oh, we're going to change our minds.
The University of Toledo released a statement to BGSU's request to perform. They emphasize that this decision was communicated in advance and should not come as a surprise.
I'm disappointed for our students. We are at Bowling Green all about student experience, and our students are not going to get to experience performing at the Glass Bowl. And this has nothing to do with the Rocket Marching Band. It was unfortunately, administratively, a decision that was made that affected the marching band.
In Toledo, Ohio, I'm Belle Fahey, UT 10 News.
I'm Autumn Vasquez, and this is your UT10 Sports Report. The University of Toledo cornerback Peyton Reasonover is being charged with felonious assault for allegedly punching a man in the face on UT campus. According to the athletic department, Reasonover has been suspended from the team indefinitely. His bond is set at $50,000, and he is due back in court for a preliminary hearing on October 23rd. The Toledo Rockets blasted off in men's basketball this weekend as they took on Grand Valley State in the first exhibition game of the season. Toledo's Sam Lewis started the game off strong, sinking in shots for the Rockets. Aiden Brown's two-pointer for the Lakers was smacked out of bounds by UT's Jalen Owinga. Grand Valley's Jalen Charity turned the tide with a two-point dunk in the final seconds of the first half. Now in the second half, Dunn blocked a shot by Lewis, stealing the ball and driving it down the court for a three-point shot. That didn't stop the Rockets from rebounding Dunn's two-point shot and maintaining their lead in the second half of the game. Both teams fought for final points in the last 5 minutes of the game. The Toledo Rockets were ultimately victorious, ending the game with a 76-71 point exhibition victory. Noah Sanders, son of NFL legend Barry Sanders, has committed to the University of Toledo. Noah is a three-star running back from Michigan. UT10's Max Alfonso caught up with him after his recent high school game about why he chose UT and the role his dad played in his recruitment.
I feel like in the grand scheme, they're more of an underdog, but I don't see them as underdog. I see them as a top dog. They're a big school who can do a lot of damage. As you can see, they beat Mississippi State, SEC school, where they shouldn't have won that game, but they got the talent, they got the players and the coaches to beat those type of teams. That's what I want to be a part of. He was kind of letting me handle it. He didn't want me to commit too early because he wanted me to kind of wait and see what other schools talk to me, but I knew I wanted to go to Toledo. I would have committed earlier if it was up to me. But he didn't do too much talking in my ear about what school I should choose. He kind of just let me figure it out. They were very persistent since the first game against Southfield when they offered me. Just ever since, they've been texting, calling me, and just showing me love.
Finally in sports, taking a look ahead to this week in Rocket Athletics. The men's basketball team heads up to Ann Arbor Friday to play Michigan in their final exhibition game. The Rockets opened their season on November 4th at the MAC Sunbelt Challenge. And on Saturday, the 89th annual Battle of I-75. The BG Falcons fly into the Glass Bowl to take on the Rockets. Kickoff is at 3:30. Tripp and Spencer, back to you.
You going to the game?
Oh, I'm going to.
I feel like everyone should.
I'm super excited.
I feel like everyone should because it's especially going to be a really fun matchup. Both teams are 2-1 in the Mid-American Conference. Both teams have a really good offense.
Yeah.
And Toledo's defense last week, winning 13-6 at NIU, they're going to need it because Bowling Green has some really good players with Connor Bazelak and a few of their running backs.
Harold Fannin Jr., man.
Yep. One of the best tight ends in all of college football.
Yeah.
People should put some notice on him because he's been really, really good so far this season.
Yeah, for sure.
That does it for this week's UT10 News. You can catch replays of all of our newscasts on our YouTube channel, and don't forget to follow us on social media.
Tune in next Tuesday at noon for the latest news from the University of Toledo and all around Northwest Ohio. For Spencer Gallup and the entire UT10 News crew, I'm Trip Lloyd. Have a great day.